Only connect. That was the whole of her sermon. We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. There lies at the back of every creed something terrible and hard, but which we are afraid to admit. The people I respect most behave as if they were immortal and as if society was eternal. Adventures do occur, but not punctually. It is easy to face death and fate, and the things that sound so dreadful. It is on my muddles that I look back with horror on the things that I might have avoided. Tolerance, good temper, and sympathy, they are what matter really, and if the human race is not to collapse, they must come to the front before long. What is the good of your stars and trees, your sunrise and the wind, if they do not enter into our daily lives? The tragedy of human life is that the meaning comes too late. We cast a shadow on something wherever we stand. The only thing that makes life possible is permanent, intolerable uncertainty, not knowing what comes next. Life is easy to chronicle, but bewildering to practice. Works of art, in my opinion, are the only objects in the material universe to possess internal order. And that is why, though I don't believe in God, I believe in art. Death destroys a man. The idea of death saves him. You can transmute love, ignore it, muddle it, but you can never pull it out of you. We are not concerned with the very poor. They are unthinkable, and only to be approached by the statistician or the poet. There is no harm in a little vanity. It is self-conceit that we must guard against. It isn't possible to love and to part. You will wish that it was. You can transmute love, ignore it, muddle it, but you can never pull it out of you. I know by experience that the poets are right. Love is eternal. Spoon-feeding in the long run teaches us nothing but the shape of the spoon. The more highly public life is organized, the lower does its morality sink. If God could tell the story of the universe would become fictitious. I am sure that if the mothers of various nations could meet, there would be no more wars. Double quotes. The final test for a novel will be our affection for it, as it is the test of our friends and of anything else which we cannot define. We must face life as it is and not as it might have been. The sadness of life lies not in the good things that don't happen, but in the good things that don't last. Double quotes. What is really universal is not the spirit or soul, but the body. I hate the idea of causes, and if I had to choose between betraying my country and betraying my friend, I hope I should have the guts to betray my country. Double quotes. It is in the nature of things that joy arises in a person free from remorse. The main facts in human life are 5: birth, food, sleep, love, and death. The desire to be both intimately understood and absolutely free is a contradiction that cannot be resolved. The past is always tense, the future perfect. The historian must have some conception of how men who are not historians behave. The historian must have some conception of how men who are not historians behave. Human beings have their great chance in the novel. Life never gives us what we want at the moment that we consider appropriate. We are willing enough to praise freedom when she is safely tucked away in the past and cannot be a nuisance. I cannot believe that the inscrutable universe turns on an axis of suffering. Surely the strange beauty of the world must somewhere rest on pure joy. Men do not always say what they mean. They say something else, and that something else is generally worth hearing. Kindness, more than knowledge, is needed to unlock the doors of our hearts. An artist has no home in Europe except in Paris. Only connect the prose and the passion, and both will be exalted. The truth is, I cannot help myself. I am not an artist. I am a writer. To be an artist is to be in love with the world. A man is made by his beliefs. As he believes, so he is. We have to find a way to be true to ourselves without hurting others. The essence of life is that it has to be lived, and the living of it is the only thing worth having. Happiness is not an abstract idea. It is always the result of the concrete act. Literature is an adventure. In it, you can pursue your heart's desire. It is only the little man who wants to be liked. A society is defined not only by what it creates, but by what it refuses to create. It is always the direction of our dreams that makes us real. There is a quality of eternal youth in every spirit that does not accept the horizon. Human beings are not for the individual, but for the community. We must keep our eyes and our hearts open. The world is full of beauty waiting to be discovered. It is possible to be a true artist and a good person. They are not mutually exclusive. Life is like a journey through a country. We can never see it all at once. A love of nature is the most wonderful thing in the world. It is not selfish. It is the first step to universal brotherhood. We should not forget that a story is a way of thinking about life, and the form is as important as the content. Double quotes. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. The main facts in human life are 5: birth, food, sleep, love, and death. It is the fate of a man to be born for other men, and all his endeavors are directed toward the enrichment of his fellows. Only connect. That was the whole of her sermon. The world is a place of struggle, not of rest. One must be constantly alive to the opportunities for growth. Passion is the foundation of our existence, and without it, we cannot hope to thrive. There is no use in pretending. We must all face the realities of our lives. An adventure is only an inconvenience rightly considered. A great love is a great joy. It is not without its sacrifices. There is no world without art. Art is the light that illuminates the dark corners of life. The only thing we can hold on to in life is the love we give and receive. Life is not a science, it is an art.